This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited, fueling growth for people.
This segment of the news focuses on education. Head of the Bahamas Union of Teachers is calling on education officials to stop waiting until the last hour to plan for the new academic school term. Belinda Wilson says time and time again she has heard the cries of an incomplete vetting process that may be responsible for a teacher shortage across the country. This, she says, is an inconvenience for students expecting to sit national examinations. According to Teachers Union President Belinda Wilson, the Ministry of Education's alleged inability to complete its teachers' vetting process is an eye-opener. To avoid this problem, Wilson recommends that the ministry take extra steps to complete its vetting process months in advance.
We have Uriah McPhee, Cleveland Enes, CH Reeves, Meg Warner. We have Columbus Primary, North Andrews High School, Bimini, that's Louise McDonald Primary School, Yellow Elder. They're still waiting for teachers.
Moreover, Wilson says she is only aware of one teacher recently resigning from the public school system and not a large number of teachers as previously announced by education officials. She believes the resignation story is an excuse to cover up the ministry's failure to address a teacher shortage that she claims has been lingering for many years.
I'll say if they're making provisions for, let's say, approximately 150 teachers, then there has to be a provision made for an additional 20. I think there's at least 90% of the new teachers who are coming from the College of the Bahamas. And they must have communicated with the College of Bahamas prior to now. So I would think December of last year would have been ample time for them to communicate with the College of the Bahamas and be able to get from them a list of their prospective graduates.
The BUT president believes education officials should start a recruitment exercise within the high school system by closely monitoring students who perform exceptionally well in core subject areas and attempt to convince those students to pursue a teaching career.
And then you would be able to offer them full scholarships to the College of the Bahamas. And when there's subjects that the College of the Bahamas or degrees that the College of the Bahamas is not offering, then you give them the full scholarships to go to universities and colleges abroad.
Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald responding to those comments made by BUT President Belinda Wilson, stating that he expects the vetting process to be completed this week and will not place a teacher within the schools until that process is finalized. In 2012, Fitzgerald confirmed education officials hired 100 additional teachers to make up for a shortage that developed over a number of years, where finances were a challenge in hiring the adequate amount of teachers. He says money is not the issue now and the ministry is utilizing substitute teachers until new teachers are appointed. Students on Cat Island received additional school supplies over the weekend donated by MP and Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis, like backpacks, pencils, pens, and other items. The youngsters and their families were also treated to food and drinks. As Mr. Davis is out of the country on official business, his wife Anne-Marie Davis was on hand for the event. Meantime, District Superintendent for Cat Island, Rumpke, and San Salvador, Garth King, noted that the first week of school on those islands went pretty well.
We've had a very successful first week. The only challenge we would have had at one particular school, which was due to late arrival of new teachers who had to have their assignment papers with them, but that has been sorted out and right now all is in order. So we have no challenges. The teacher that had to be replaced for San Salvador, they have been reassigned and they have their new staff in place. We had a very successful summer repair program. In fact, I oversaw the program and I'm sure that all went well. All principals are pleased. We have had our first meeting with principals and all reported that they're quite satisfied with the summer repairs.
Back here in the capital, the One Family Junkanoo Group held its 10th annual Back-to-School Jamboree at the Old City Market parking lot on Market Street yesterday. Kids formed a long line to enjoy hot dogs, snow cones, and received backpacks and other school supplies. Two lucky students even won a bicycle. Besides that, the students and their parents learned fire safety tips from officers of the police force's fire unit. The kids enjoyed using the water hose too. One family's officials believe consistency is the mark of a champion.
400 bags and prepared food along with snow cone, popcorn and cotton candy. So we are very ready to give back to the community with those items.
Last summer camp, over 15 years, consistently giving back to the community because it is a part of who we are. We don't just rush on Bay Street. We win East Street first all year and then we have fun, Boxing Day and New Year's, and we take that championship too. That is what we're about.
One family has renamed its back-to-school jamboree in honor of Chairman Emeritus, the late Jackson Burnside. The group presented his wife Pamela with a plaque of appreciation at Saturday's event.
Has continued to honor his memory, and this is just another way. The family itself is very proud to know that we're associated with one family, and they are continuing his very important legacy of loving the Bahamas.
And that does it for this portion of the news. Find out who's gaining momentum in the government's basketball league playoffs. Julian Gibson is up next with sports.